Hey Andrew, how's it going?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Can you just walk us through, man, your decision to come to FSU, to commit to FSU, and I guess what the recruiting process was like for you when you entered the portal?
Yeah, when I first entered the portal, I want to say within the first couple hours, I want to say FSU Coach Dugan and Coach Novell gave me a call. For me, it was crazy just because a school like Florida State had interested in me, and I was very excited to not only stay in the Power Five conference, but also come back to the state of Florida.
All right, next will be Ira Schofel from Warchant.
Hey, Andrew, what's it feel like to actually be here? I know you visited a few times,
Yes, sir.
but to actually be here and wearing Florida State colors
Yes, sir.
and being able to meet with the coaches and being officially a part of the program.
Yeah, it feels really good. I just like me and you spoke on the phone before. I was up here a couple times, so but this time it feels a lot different because I feel like I'm here for good now. So I'm very excited. I got a chance to meet with all the coaches, all the staff, and all that stuff, and everybody been welcoming me with open arms. So that's all I can ask for. Being a new guy, they're making the transition very smooth, and I'm just excited to get to work.
All right, next will be Chris Nee from Knowles 247.
Hey Andrew, what about this offense was appealing to you when you were in the process of finding your next home? What
Uh,
stood out to you about it?
well, for me, coming out of JUCO, I was a big Coach Norvell fan. What he was doing at Memphis, that was a school that I really wanted to get recruited by. Though that didn't happen, I always kept my eye out on what Coach Norvell was doing over there at Memphis because he was a very highly touted offensive coordinator. So for me, it was just having the abilities to go out there and make plays one on one and beat one on one matchups. I feel like that's my game. So Coach Norvell always says it's a playmaker offense, and I feel like I'm a playmaker. So I'm excited to get to work.
Next will be Matt Marshall from the Orlando Sentinel.
Yeah, Andrew, what did you know about Florida State and what stood out about its maybe its history and its about its football program that made it appeal to you to come there and play football?
Yeah, well, I feel like if you watch college football and you don't know about Florida State and the history, I feel like you must live underneath the rock. Even though I grew up a Miami fan, I understood what the history of Florida State is, and I understand the type of players that came through here. During the offseason, I was working out with Dalvin Cook and Bobo Wilson, and they told me every single day what they expect out of Florida State. So I just hope I can live up to what they did and start to climb with these guys.
Next will be Antoine Staley from Tallahassee Democrat.
Yeah, Andrew, just talk about what do you bring to this offense that's dynamic and maybe unique that they might not seen.
I feel like I'm a playmaker. I feel like if you go back and watch my film from 2019 and also some plays I did in 2020, you can see that. And I feel like the whole entire Big 12 knows, and the guys who played against me at Kansas. So now I just feel like I'm ready to show the ACC and the rest of the world my abilities. So I feel like things that separate me is my speed and being able to to go deep on the defense.
All right, we'll go back to Brennan Simone.
Can you kind of walk us through the last few months, Andrew? I guess things that you were doing to kind of stay prepared and ready for eventually getting to Florida State and getting back in the swing of things for football.
Yes, sir. Well, for me, it was just continue to work out every single day. Continue to just to get better every single year. I feel like you need to get better, and there's always something you can get better at. So for me, my mindset was going into this off season as if I was going into my rookie mini camp. So for me, I was working out 5 times a week with my trainer down in South Florida, Nick Hicks at Perform, and also running routes with my trainer Tevin Allen with Gold Feet. So I've been working out every single day as if I was coming into the Jacksonville Jaguars organization. So I feel like I'm ready to go.
All right, we'll go back to Ira Schofel.
Man, coming out of high school and signing with a school like Northern Illinois, and now being introduced to Florida State, does it feel like you've arrived, or do you feel like that's just more motivation to prove you belong at a school like this?
Oh no, I don't feel like I've arrived at all because I'm still in college. You know what I mean? This is my 6th year. Most of the guys that I grew up playing with and stuff like that, they're in the NFL right now. So I don't feel like I arrived at all. I feel like I still got ways to go, and I'm excited for the work.
All right, we'll go back to Chris Nee.
Did Mackenzie Milton's decision influence you at all in the sense of knowing you would have a quarterback that you were coming in with, as well as Jordan Travis being here, knowing that position would be taken care of?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like that was my knockoff from 2019 to 2020 was a quarterback, and also receiver is such a dependent position. You can be running wide open all day. It doesn't matter unless the quarterback finds you. So for me, the relationship I had with Mackenzie before this played a huge impact as well with Jordan Travis. I got a couple friends that know him as well. So I'm just excited to get to work with the quarterbacks, and I know that the quarterbacks are going to put me and also the rest of the offense in the right position to be successful.
Up next will be Aslan Hajavandi from Warchant.
Hey, Andrew, you've been to, I don't know, this is your fourth different program, and you've been in Illinois, you've been in Iowa, you've been in Kansas,
Yes, sir.
you're a Florida guy. Was there a time in the last 4 or 5 years where you kind of looked in the mirror and you're like, man, why am I here? What am I doing here? And how did you use that kind of moment to be where you're at now, and how's that made you maybe a better person and a better player, the journey that you've had?
Yeah, most definitely. My journey has not been easy at all. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. Some days I felt like I wasn't good enough. Some days I felt like where I wasn't being respected enough. You know what I mean? So for me, it just got to keep going, keep pushing. Just blessed and fortunate to have an extra senior year. Most guys don't get that opportunity, so I'm just going to use this to my best ability, try to win as much games as we can, and also try to put myself in the best position to get to the next level.
We'll go back to Brennan Seminoles.
You got a chance to come up here to Tallahassee, I guess, early this offseason and throw around with Mackenzie Milton and some of the other players as well. I guess, what was that experience like for you? General takeaways from working out with Mackenzie and other future teammates as well?
Yeah, my biggest thing was I didn't want, since I was going to miss out on the spring, I didn't want me when I came on Monday for my first time to meet that meeting the guys. So for me, I wanted to take it in my control and come up here and meet with some of the receivers and Mackenzie as well. Talk with them one-on-one and just see how they operate and stuff like that. So it won't be my first time catching the ball from Mackenzie. So I feel like that's going to put me at an advantage. I've been talking to him pretty much the whole entire spring, so I'm very excited to get to work with him every single day now.
All right, we'll go back to Aslan Hajavandi.
Andrew, some people that are, a fan of the traditional way that things used to be in terms of college football might have different experience from you or I have, but for you to have the ability to come one last time and be able to have the free movement to pick a new school and find a new landing ground, just what does it mean to have that freedom now as a football player, as a young man? Because for so many people, like when you made that decision, you had to stick through everything.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes there's certain circumstances that you should be able to kind of probably get away from. I mean, how does it feel to be able to have that sort of power now as a player?
I feel like that's very big, and especially too with the rule that NCAA passed for underclassmen as well, the one-time transfer rule. I feel like it's gonna put a lot of kids at an advantage, because as soon as a kid can sign next week, your whole entire coaching staff can be gone. So I feel like that's going to help a lot of kids out, just to make sure that that they find the right spot for them, because you are making a life-changing decision. You are going to be there for the next 4 to 5 years, so you got to make sure you make the right decision.
We'll go back to Ira.
When you, whenever it was you found out that Florida State was going to open up with Notre Dame,
Yes, sir.
What did that do for you, just knowing, because you talked before about wanting to show people besides the Big 12 what you could do?
Yes, sir.
How exciting is that to open up with such?
Yeah, I feel like that's another thing that really made me choose Florida State as well, just the level of competition that I'll be going against, playing against Clemson, Notre Dame, Miami, Florida. Those guys going to have first-round defensive backs on their team, first-round defensive talent on their team. So for me, I feel like that's going to be a time for me to showcase not only what I can do, but also showcase what this team is building towards and what we're trying to accomplish here.
All right, we'll go back to Aslan.
Andrew, you mentioned the relationship or knowing Mackenzie before you got to Florida State. How did you know Mackenzie? What was kind of the genesis of you two knowing each other?
Yeah, at Iowa Central, I had a roommate, friend of mine named Emmanuel Green, who was with Mackenzie the year that they won the national championship in 2017. So for him, he was always bragging about that, always talking about his ring and stuff like that. So I talked to Mackenzie a couple of times on FaceTime beforehand. So it was just crazy just coming over now and just seeing that now he's my teammate, and now I'm here at Florida State.
We'll go back to Aslan.
Andrew, when you guys start getting into these player-run practices, for you, is it going to be a wait-and-see kind of thing to take a leadership role, or do you want to come out there day one when it's player-run stuff and try to kind of set the tempo for what this team needs to be this season?
For me, I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. At the end of the day, like these guys have been putting in work since the spring, but at the same exact time, I don't feel like I'm here for no reason. You know what I mean? So I feel like everything's gonna happen organically. I know there's some younger guys that have a lot of talent on this team as well that we're gonna need to help us as well. So I'm just excited just to put my hand in the pile and just get to work.
All right, we'll go back to Ira.
Now, it's just, and I know you've been here a couple times, but probably not as much as you have now in terms of seeing everything.
Yes, sir.
What's been your impression of the facilities and just the amenities for an athlete at Florida State?
Everything is beautiful. I feel like everything is top notch. Every single time I turn the corner, I feel like I'm smiling. Just can't believe that I'm here at Florida State. I just can't wait to put the Seminole on my head with the helmet and stuff like that. So I'm just very excited just to get to work. Every day it's just like I'm living the dream. So.